Okay, so what do you need besides a miracle?
Guns. Lots of guns.
Neo. No one has ever done anything like this.
That's why it's gonna work. It is creepy how much today's set looks like the Matrix. So I hope you guys enjoy something a little bit different, something a little bit more clean. In today's video, I wanted to show you guys how to set up a brand new self-timing muzzle brake. It's really, really easy. So we're going to make this as simple as possible. First of all, thank you to MDT for sponsoring today's video. This is an MDT Elite muzzle brake. Guys, if you want to stand a chance of winning one of these, head on over to my Instagram at ImpactShootin'. Navigate to this post that I'm showing you now. Like it, tag 3 buddies, make sure you follow me. We're going to be giving away some of these, and we're even going to send them to wherever you are, where our winner is located. So yeah, we're really excited about that competition, pretty cool, and we're going to be doing some more giveaways in the near future. Anyway, now this is an M18x1, but my thread is cut a little bit finer, so this one's like a little bit tight to get on. I have tried with this one and failed, so we're redoing this. Okay, so first things first, we're going to need a rifle. By the way, I'm doing this all with one hand. If you're new here and you haven't watched our videos, my right arm is broken. So we're going to do everything we can. Now, I have leveled off the rifle, and we've got a game changer underneath the butt of our rifle. Now, what I like to do here, first things first, is put a little bit of lube just on the tip. And that's going to make slipping the muzzle brake over just a little bit easier. Oh, come on, get out there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. This is just like an anti-corrosive. This is called fluid foam if you want to look this up. Let me show it to you guys. This is such a cool little product to have. Focus on my hand, please do. Okay, that's the product. Really, really nice. I use it on a lot of my rifles. That's going to be a problem now. I use it quite a bit when working on, you know, our sort of projects here. So first things first, how the muzzle brake works. There's thread inside the muzzle brake, okay? I'm going to take the self-timing nut off the back. Okay, so there's thread inside the muzzle brake, and then the nut is actually threading onto the muzzle brake over in this little section here. And there you can see the threads on the inside. So that's something you always want to keep clean, free of debris. And the reason I like to lube up the front of the muzzle is, remember, when we're shooting, the gas and carbon and things are coming out there at crazy speeds. And you can actually see here, like that's just a little bit of carbon that I now... no, I don't have a lappy. Ah, here we go. Always have a few lappies handy. Lappy is going to be our word of the day, which is a little cloth or a small cloth. Okay, so what you want to do, you're going to have the self-timing nut all the way onto the back of the muzzle brake. You're going to take your muzzle brake, and very carefully here, because you don't want to smash this into the front of your threads, right? So you're going to very gently line that up. Much easier with two hands, by the way. And you don't need to have your rifle clamped in a vise like I have. So what I've done plenty of times is, you know, set up my bipod with the rear bag, and then I use my little bubble level as sort of my indication is my rifle level. Now, if you're not using a bubble level on your scope, what I recommend is a really, really cool thing is these little DSLR, I'm going to have it in front of my shirt, you're going to see that a little bit better. DSLR bubble levels, okay? I'll roll in a close-up shot of this for you guys too, probably. Such a cool little thing, a very inexpensive item to pick up. You can buy them at a camera store or on Amazon or whatever the case. I'm going to leave a link probably down below if you want to pick up some of these on Amazon. And that's also, full disclosure, going to help out the channel a little bit. Okay, really handy when putting on scopes and leveling muzzle brakes. And just, yeah, you'd actually be surprised how much you use a little bubble level like that if you have one. Okay, so let's thread this all the way to the back against the barrel now. Okay, so we're getting right to the back. And now we're going to, you know, we're running out of rotation here. Now, it's very important that you want your muzzle brake orientated level, because first things, you know, if we're going to exaggerate this a little bit, but if that was where I was sort of working with the muzzle brake, as soon as that recoil would happen, you know, it's going to kick me sideways, and that's obviously not good. So if you're shooting off a barricade or anything like that, you want that rifle to come straight back at you. Okay, so we're going to go all the way to the back. Now we know we can't go further this way because there's physically not enough space, so I'm going to go back, level this out to sort of where we were going to be on our closest. You know, that's the best we can do with regards to level. Then we're going to take this little back nut and turn it against the barrel, okay? Now we can back off our muzzle brake, turning it the other way again a little bit, and you'll really figure this out pretty quickly as soon as you start playing with it, okay? Now we can take that self-timing nut and back it all the way up against the barrel again. Now what's going to happen, as soon as you start camming over this muzzle brake, it's going to tension, it's going to build tension on itself, and it's actually going to level itself out. So immediately there, I've got quite a bit of resistance. And really, my brakes, I don't use any tools on. I finger tight them, and they've never come loose on me. So there we go. Let's check our level. I think that was surprisingly good. Okay, cool. No, it wasn't. I overdid a little bit. Double check our level at the back here. Let me just loosen this a tiny bit so I can actually turn this over. Okay, bang. Okay, so we're going to need to do that again. So I went a little bit aggressive. This is really not easy with one hand, but it's not a difficult task to do. So once again, go all the way to the back, come off a little bit, follow with that nut, lock that in, and then they sort of opposite thread into each other. And once you find it slips a little bit past, you can actually just take the brake and work it back, and that's going to snug it in all the way. And you get pretty good at this. Obviously, if you want to look from the front end, you want to make sure that end is safe. Let's line that up again. And this is going to be a little bit skew, but I mean, we haven't paid much attention to this, so it's really not too difficult to do. Again, it's a little bit of trial and error, but you figure it out pretty quickly. Against the barrel, and I'm going to start fiddling with it. That's sort of where we start building tension. Cam. Boom. Okay, that's pretty easy. Now, if I stand here, you guys should be able to see that this is absolutely spot on. So yeah, that is how you install a self-timing muzzle brake. Now, if you're fancy, or if you're like me and you have a muzzle brake for every rifle, a little bit of blue Loctite. Let me show you the one so you make sure you're buying the right stuff. Boom. That goes a long way to, you know, if you want to set up a muzzle brake for a specific rifle, okay, you're going to take it off when you clean your rifle. You don't want all that gunk in your muzzle brake. You want to clean your crown every time, which I recommend doing. Then once it's, you know, Loctite, very important, don't put the Loctite on the rifle side. You want to put the Loctite on the self-timing nut that actually screws onto the back of the muzzle brake. Guys, I want to thank MDT again for sponsoring today's video. Unfortunately, I couldn't make this video with their brake. The threads were just too tight. I'll show you some video. And with me, with one hand, the last thing I wanted to do was, you know, ruin the thread or ruin a perfectly good muzzle brake on their side. So head on over to mdttac.com if you want to drop your rifle in a badass chassis system like the one I have, or you have an old rifle that you're looking to breathe some new life into. I highly suggest checking out mdttac.com. Anyway, a little update on the injury too. I'm in this new Exos brace, which has a BOA system. So if you're a cyclist, you're probably familiar with that system on the Specialized shoes. So basically, this allows me to adjust like that based on the swelling and sort of what I'm doing. If I need a little bit more, you know, grip, or I need it to be a little bit more firm, I can adjust that. And if I want to loosen it, it's as easy as that. So this has been a game changer. We're having good days and bad days. If you want to check out the video I did on my other channel where I sort of give you a complete update with our rehab process, you can do that too. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, please make an effort to do that. Comment, like, share, all of those wonderful things. And I'll see you guys in the next video, where we'll hopefully be doing some left-handed shooting starting next week. That's the plan. But I don't know if we're going to get there. Anyway, let me know what you think about the white background too, if that's something we should use a little bit more often. Guys, as always, have a beautiful day. Don't be a chop. Be kind to one another. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.